Behind the back, into the hole for two. Hammers it home. It's a Joe Jam.
Seconds, Waters to the rim, layup, good! Open look, going, he hits it! Hold on, did I hear a whistle? Wow.
We got a foul call.
What's up, Centennial, and welcome to March. For this month, we're going to have a podcast each week about the tournament, tips to pick your bracket, potential sleepers, and potential teams that could pull off an upset.
So the conference tournament started this week. Which non-power conference team do you think has the most intrigue?
I think it's the Southern Conference. I think you've got three teams that are legitimate candidates to win a first-round game in the NCAA tournament. You've got ETSU, you've got UNC Greensboro, and you've got Furman. All very good teams. Right now, ETSU is number one they'll be number one in that conference tournament. They've got a win at LSU. They played Kansas close at Kansas, which is incredibly hard to do, especially as a mid-major. And right now they are 3-3 in quadrant 1 and 2 games, and 21-1 in quad 3 and 4 games. Which for a mid-major team anyway, it's very hard to pick up a quad 1 and 2 games. You just don't get that many opportunities to get wins of that caliber. So most brackets you'll look at now will have ETSU as a 10 or a 12 seed. Personally, I think they should be on that 10 line. They've proven their ability to beat good teams. Obviously, we said earlier, they beat LSU. And if UNC Greensboro or Furman comes out of it, I'd probably expect them to be on the 12 or 13 line. I think ETSU is already in my opinion. I think you can make the case for an at-large bid for them. UNC Greensboro and Furman, maybe not so much. I think they'd have to win the Southern Conference to get in, but there's definitely a lot of intrigue with that tournament.
Well, ETSU will play their first conference tournament game tomorrow at 12. You can watch that on ESPN+. Let's talk about upsets for a second. What do you think the key is? What do you think the key factor is in being able to pull off an upset?
I think it's really, if you look at the past few 15 versus 2 games, it's been offense. And over the there's been 4 15-over-2 upsets, which you would consider to be big upsets that have happened over the last 8 years. In those games, the 15 seeds scored an average of 82 points, and most recently, Middle Tennessee put up 90 on Michigan State.
Speaking of teams with potent offenses, we really need to look out for Wright State. Wright State is from the Horizon League, and if they win their conference tournament, they'll play on Monday at 7 on ESPNU. They're averaging 80.7 points per game, which is good for the 4th in the nation in terms of points per game. They'll probably be sitting around the 13 to 14 line and they play fast. That's definitely something to watch out for coming up.
I think you can also put an emphasis on shooting the 3 really well, and a team that does shoot the 3 really well is Northern Iowa from Missouri Valley. Probably a very strong mid-major. You're probably looking at a 12 seed for them, and they play fast like Wright State does, but they also shoot an extremely high clip from 3. They shoot 39.3% from the field, which is second best in the nation, only to BYU. And like I said earlier, that definitely they'll be around the 12 line. Definitely a team that can pull off an upset.
And since we just spoke earlier about good defense, 2 teams, Liberty and Vermont, are both allowing under 60 points per game. Liberty allows 55, Vermont just under 60. So those are also some teams to watch out for. Liberty is probably looking at a 12 seed, and if you remember last year, they won their first round game as a 12 seed against Mississippi State. Most of you are probably watching this on Friday. Liberty beat NJIT 59-49 on Tuesday in the first round of the ASUN tournament.